Daniel is now involved in several crowdsource digitization and transcription projects. He holds a board-level position at the Israel Genealogy Research Association. Since 2006, Daniel has been working at MyHeritage, liaising, wow, I can't say that word, with genealogy societies, bloggers, and media. He is a world-known and much-beloved lecturer, and he attends and presents at conferences throughout the world. Daniel, we are so thrilled to have you. I am turning the mic over to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Carol. It's really my pleasure. And no worries. I always blame my copy team at the office for that liaison word that they took me a lot also to get used to. And always a pleasure to be here with all of you and sharing information in this opportunity, as you mentioned, DNA. And I will start from the very basic, and then I will grow from there, trying to go a little bit fast so we can talk about everything that I have planned and the importance not only of a DNA test, but also to keep a family tree together and why doing that on MyHeritage. So I guess you can all see my screen, right? With this nice young man there. And he, same as we all, has DNA and has these 23 pairs of chromosomes that are in all his body. And we have DNA in our blood, our skin, our hair, and even in our saliva. And this is actually where we're taking samples to use into genetic genealogy research. Now, from those 23 pairs, one pair is dedicated to set up the gender. And then you still have 22 more pairs where all this information is saved and passed to other generations. And it is in those 22 pairs that we are going to concentrate ourselves. And this is called autosomal DNA. Now, there are tests that will also check the X and the Y chromosomes and other parts of the DNA. But the reason why MyHeritage and other companies out there choose to use this autosomal DNA, it's because it is passed from generation to generation. As you can see in this graphic, you down here will have little pieces, not only of your parents' DNA, grandparents' DNA, great-grandparents' DNA, and even up to 10 generations back. So with a simple sample of you, we can get a glimpse on all your ancestors. Now, you already know that the DNA is inherited material, but let me tell you, how do you inherit that? Well, you get actually 50% of your DNA from your mother and 50% from your father. The news is that you are going to also pass your DNA to your kids, but they're going to take only 50% of your DNA and the other 50% from your spouse. If I will go one generation back, I will find in myself 25% of DNA from each of my grandparents and approximately 12.5% from each of my great-grandparents. So you can see that in every jump that I do through my family tree, I'm actually losing more or less, and this is why I have the sign, the symbol in front of the numbers, because this is not quite exact. It could be a little bit more, a little bit less, but DNA. And also, if I go down on my family tree, I will find that I am sharing with my first cousin that same amount, 12.5%. Now, some people like to talk in a different measure, which is centimorgans, and it's actually the same thing. I think that talking on percentages is a little bit easy to understand. So when you keep going on your family tree, and again, this is why it's so important to always have a family tree together with your DNA, you will be able to pinpoint your relationship and the location of your DNA matches according to the amount of DNA that you're sharing. Now, this percentage is correct for the quantity of DNA, but the quality, although it sounds a little bit bad, or the different pieces that you get from each of your ancestors may be different and will affect the results that you will get. So what do you get with DNA? Well, the first thing you get is the ethnicity estimation. And this is how MyHeritage will show mine, which is yet 88% Ashkenazi Jew. Believe me, I didn't have to take a DNA test to find out about this. I knew this, okay? Now, I am 6.2% Greek, so that validates me to be here with you, and I'm very happy and very honored, as I said before, and other ethnicities that we will see in a minute. But what else MyHeritage will give you? MyHeritage will give you DNA matches, and we will talk about that in one more minute or a couple more of minutes. And we'll tell you also where in the world are located those people who matches you. You can see that the majority of the people are in the US, but I also have people in France, Germany, Israel, and yes, also even in Greece. And I can see also how many people matches me according to the different ethnicities. Why this is useful? Because if I would like to research a particular ethnicity, I only need to click on those numbers and I will see the matches that matched me on that part. But first things first, let's go to the ethnicity estimation, and hopefully my computer will work as planned. Good. So the ethnicity estimation is based on what we call the founders population, meaning that MyHeritage took about 5,000 people, users from our system that had at least 4 generations in the same region. And that is our ruler, that is our base. And this is the DNA that we're comparing your DNA in order to tell you the percentage that you are from the different ethnicities. This is unique to MyHeritage, and we're adding more people to this founders population as we have more and more DNA kits coming into our system. So after we compare your DNA to the founders population, we can tell you, for example, that you are 72.6% Greek or Southern Italy. And that only means that your DNA resembles DNA from people from that place. Now, this is not enough, obviously, and that is why MyHeritage jumped into a more detailed resolution with the genetic groups. And now we can go even into very specific areas, as I will show you in one more minute, and we will tell you not only that you're Greek, but you're Greek from this specific area. So as I said, let's say that you are 72% Greek, and you see over there that Greece is one of the genetic groups. But if I click there, I will find that in this case, and this sample that I took, this person is coming either from Greece or from Albania and the northern Greece. So you can see how the areas can actually overlap. And this is because people back a couple of generations actually move across the country. Okay, so what we managed to do is to pinpoint in different times those individuals. For that, MyHeritage actually use a combination of the DNA samples that we get, and we will also talk about that in a few minutes, and the family trees from those people. In this case, for this particular genetic group, we use 3,000 DNA kits, and 1,000 of them were actually linked to family trees that gave us the details of birth, marriage, and death, not only for the person or generations before the person that took the test. We can also give you a summary of the top places where these people, the people with this DNA, were living, the surnames that they were using, the given names, and other ethnicities. And doing that, we're actually able to create like a movie where we can show you the different migration paths of this group of people with this same DNA. And you can see that the majority of them actually did not come from Greece, or at least not until the 1800s. Like before that, they really came from a little bit north west from Europe, from the Italy area, until they got there. And you can go there and you can see more information about that. You can actually see all the genetic groups, the available regions that we have on the ethnicities. And for each ethnicity, you will see in this case, Greek and Southern Italian have 101 different genetic groups. We have general information about this ethnicity, and you have the whole list if you want to see that 101 areas. And you can see that we go in such a detail and resolution that we can even tell somebody if not only that he is from Greece or from Northern Macedonia, but he is from the town or the city of Rensen or Kishevo or different areas, very specific, thanks to the amount of DNA that we have from people in that area. Okay, so going back to the map, I just want to point out that you can share this with other people, but let me show you why, again, I am so emphatic when I said that you should have a family tree on MyHeritage, because we will allow you to overlap the events in your family on top of that ethnicity estimation. So when we're telling you that you are from Greece or your ancestors are from Greece, the family tree will also prove that that is correct. And you can see that in this sample as I'm showing. Okay, now what else we have here? We have the DNA matches, and this is really the reason to do a DNA test. And you probably heard already yesterday when I'm not going to say that name that always bring me troubles. I think, yeah, I knew this. It's Etosia project, reuniting adoptive Greek people. Well, that is what the matches are actually doing. And you will need to excuse me and my computer for a minute. I was hoping this was not going to happen, but we're back in business. So this is how MyHeritage will show you the different matches. And in here in the top, we will allow you to filter and sort those matches, so you will be able to see better the people that you are related. By default, you will see all your matches, and I hope that you have as many as I, 14,000 last count. And then the top one is going to be the more related to you, the closest relation to you. But you can also see only the matches that have a family tree or a family tree theory of family relativity. And I will explain to you that in a moment. But also the type of relationship that you can have, the location of the people, the ethnicities, the genetic groups, as I showed you before, or even the new and latest feature labels that MyHeritage allows you to apply to the different matches. So in here, MyHeritage will explain you about the quality of the match. Remember, I like to talk about percentages, but we will give you also right there, you have 0.5%, which is 31.5 0.6 centimorgans. Now, that is not all what you should be looking at, because also the amount of share segments and the largest segment will give you information about that match. So you should go over this and understand better. Now, the next section, the ethnicity, the estimate relationship. This is kind of important because if Brian here, it's 40s, and when you click there, you will see a similar graph to the one I was showing you. And let's say that Brian matches me and I am 50. Definitely, he cannot be my second cousin twice removed, or third cousin once removed below my generation. He has to be either my third cousin, fourth cousin, and fifth cousin. Why the different options? Well, remember that you have some certain amount of DNA that you're sharing with this person, and that percentage can be true to different individuals and different relationships in your DNA. Now, MyHeritage will give you also a summary of why you should analyze this. And in this case, well, Brian has or appears in a family tree with 385 people. MyHeritage found a theory of family relativity and also some surnames and places and smart matches, everything that will point me to a good match. And I will suggest always to contact not only Brian, because he's the donor and the one that give the DNA, but sometimes you will have other people that are actually managing that DNA. In my case of my family, I manage different DNA kits, like 15 or 20 DNA kits, because the people were kind enough to open their mouth and allow me to make the test. They don't want to get bothered. Some, yes, they wanted to be part of it and they will answer questions. So give it a try and try to contact both and say, hey, MyHeritage found a match between both of us. Let's work together and see how we are related. So I already mentioned a couple of times the theory of family relativity. What is this? Very easy. This is a theory, and you need always to remember this. It's a path that MyHeritage found between you and your DNA match. So you can see very easy how from my mother's side, it goes up a couple of generations until it gets to the common ancestor. After all, we all have some common ancestor way back up there. That is the one that gave the DNA to both of us. And then you could accept or reject this theory if you know if it's correct or not. Now, this is not enough, definitely, and we know that, especially not for genealogists like me. We want to see the whole process, and MyHeritage discovered that for you just by clicking into that button, and we'll show you how we found this path. And yes, you may have more than one theory because all those family trees, and right now I think we are in 89 million family trees hosted on MyHeritage from all over the world. And I will prove that in just one more second. So I may be connected to my DNA in multiple ways. So MyHeritage may find more than one theory and more than one path as well. So it's up to us to review this path, to review those matches that MyHeritage found in the middle, and to see exactly how we are related. Now, in my case, MyHeritage found this way of contacting or path to go between me and my DNA match through another family tree in Hebrew. And yes, even that the family tree was in Hebrew, the technology knew to match those two people. And the good news for all of you is that MyHeritage knows how to do this, not only between English and Hebrew, not only between English and Russian and English and Ukrainian, but also between English and Greek. So it doesn't matter if you're in the US building your family tree in English or in Greece building your family tree in Greek. MyHeritage will find that match for you, not only between family trees, but also between records. And you will be able to go over all these pieces and evaluate them and make sure that this is really the person that connects to your family. And again, if you go back into, let's say, 5-10 generations, and you find that John Smith, born in 1800, probably there is where things get a little bit confused and the theory may be wrong. But I can assure you 100% the DNA don't lie. And if you have a DNA match, that is for sure true. What else do we have here? Well, we have smart matches, meaning individuals in your tree that matches also the other family tree. That is why it's so important. And I will say this again and again. It's so important for you to have a family tree on MyHeritage. What else we will show you? The shared ancestral surnames. Definitely with Cohen, it will not help me. But if you have a very unique last name, and even if you can see all your last names, again, the other person's last names, you will be able to get ideas of how you are related. Also, the common places. People didn't move that much back more than 100 and 200 years. So if you have a great grandfather that was born in a particular place, probably that is the common ancestor. Just bear in mind that border moved, and what you called a specific country today may have not been that country the moment the person was born. Now, the best and probably the most important section, and this is all a whole very long page where MyHeritage gives me all the information between the match between me and Brian, is this section called Share DNA Matches. Because here, I'm going to see other individuals that matches not only me, but also Brian. And I think that it's very clear that if Brian and I both matches my mother, it's, again, very clear Brian is coming from my maternal side, and also all these people here. So all what I need to do is now go into the different family trees and try to find the common ancestors and try to find how we are related. If you have another person here which matches not, let's say, not at the mother level, but a grandparents or a great grandparents level, then you know that that will be the exact branch where this match is coming. Now, the next section is a pedigree review from your tree to the other person's tree. And if you don't have a family tree on MyHeritage, it's going to look a little bit bad. The bigger the family tree, the better, because you will be able to find, again, the common ancestor that you are looking for. Next section is the ethnicity estimation between the both of you. And the last section is the chromosome browser, meaning the areas, the pieces of DNA that you are sharing with the other person. And remember that if you are sharing a bigger piece, it only means that the match is closer to you than the other from the other person. Okay, so here is where you see different pieces, the biggest, and the amount of pieces in those 22 chromosome browser. Now, why should you or other people test if you have not taken a DNA test yet? Well, first, believe it or not, it's fun, and today very inexpensive to do that. Okay, it's fun because you can learn a lot about your ancestors, about your origins. Now, if you are dedicated to genealogy, to your research, and you have a brick wall, DNA may, and I'm using here the word may and not will, may help you turning down that brick wall and actually finding the right connection. It will also help you confirm facts and theories. Rumors that in the family we all came from Athens and Greek gods and all that. Well, you do a DNA test, you will find the truth. And last but not least, and I already also talked about this, is the fact that you can find people related to you if you are adopted or you don't know your biological parents. Here, definitely the DNA is the tool to use because, again, DNA don't lie. And the DNA matches, scientifically proved, are going to show you who are your biological family. Now, just towards the ends, I just wanted to give you a few announcements regarding MyHeritage. The first one, you are just on time and you have a whole week to keep enjoying other features that MyHeritage has, like the colorize, enhance, repair, and restore color features. We are making this free for you up till February 5th. That's on Saturday. The reason for that is because we are actually improving also the color restoration technology that we released a few months ago. So we keep improving and we keep working to bring you the best possible technology. And this works very good, actually, not only in black and white pictures, but in those very old, discolored, kind of red or brownish photos that you have. So you really should give it a try. And all the pictures that you upload and work with it this week are going to be unlimited free, as I said. Another thing I would like to offer you is the new online course, the Introduction to Genealogy. If you're new and even not that new, a lot of people are taking this course, are enjoying this, and I'm saying that even they thought they were gurus in genealogy, they are still learning a lot. And this is found in the MyHeritage knowledge base, which you can get on the URL education.myheritage.com. It's a totally free area where you have webinars, where you have articles, where you have downloadable resources, and the genealogy course right there. If we're talking about webinars, I would like to remind you that Legacy Family Tree Webinars is now a MyHeritage company. And over there, you will find more than 1,600 webinars recorded and a few others that Jeff and Marianne are giving every week for free. So all you need to go is visit the website, register for a webinar, and enjoy. There are a few over there also about Greek genealogy, but other subjects. Personally, I would like to invite you, just because we may be in the same time zone if you are in Greece or in the US, to join me in the Ask the Expert sessions, 30-minute free sessions where I bring you the latest specific topics about MyHeritage, and then I open the microphones so you can voice your questions. So if you are not familiar with this, I encourage you to go to that URL, bit.ly/MyHeritageATE as the expert, and register. Now, for the very good news, because I don't want you to leave empty-handed, yeah, I have two giveaways, two of each at least. MyHeritage Complete subscription that will give you everything you need to have your family tree and historical records, also from Greece. MyHeritage is working very hard to bring records from all over the country. We have very nice collections already in the system from Greece, and we are working to bring you more. And also, oops, no, this is not what I wanted. No, we're not doing virtual consultations. We're actually giving two DNA kits. Now, you can take those DNA kits and swap any person in your family, and you can also buy one for yourself or for other family members if you like. But if you already have a family DNA in another company, this is also very good news for you, because MyHeritage will allow you to upload your digital file from the other companies into the MyHeritage system and get everything, the ethnicities estimations and the matches as well. And who knows, maybe you will allow us to do one more time with what we have done so many times, and look forward to keep doing it, reuniting families as we did with, again, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be bad here, Ephesia project. Yeah, did I say it correctly? Ephesia, yeah. I need to practice a little bit more on my Greek. But also with PETA, that actually found not only one, but two sisters, and they were just 80 kilometers or 50 miles apart for decades. And it was not until they took a DNA test that they found out that they were actually related. And last October, they had this family reunion. So yes, please give it a try. And yeah, that's all what I have to say. Just thank you very much for your interest and attention. And yes, Gregory, we can now go ahead and pull from that
giveaway.
hat the 4 winners.
4 winners. All right. So if you want to participate in the giveaway, guys, we are giving, MyHeritage is giving out 2 DNA kits and 2 memberships on MyHeritage. So all you have to do is comment MyHeritage in the YouTube chat. And then we will randomly pick 4 of you as winners. So type in MyHeritage.
And just for you to know, I cannot see the chat at the moment.
I can, don't worry.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm going to tell you the prize. You will tell, no,
right.
You tell me the name, I will tell the prize.
Cool, all right.
So go ahead, MyHeritage, right? Fast. It's one word. If you type it 2 words, you lose. No. I'm gonna accept it as well. But yes, MyHeritage is the keyword, and we should have said this before, Gregory.
It's fine. People are, there's a blast of comments.
Yeah.
Here.
Okay. Good. And I hope really that you all have enjoyed, and this is already recorded as well. So if I talk too fast, you can always go back to the recording in the YouTube channel of Greek Ancestry and watch it again and pause it and see my screens and hear everything without any problem.